Seahawks. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And, whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
He's at 180, 190. Where's the mic? Watch one.
Elliott. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Three and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12.
Load it. Hey, Delta. Mike 50. Get ready.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. And that will be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, touchdown number 15 of the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Elliott. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Black 15.
Play action now. Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Rivers on the money, complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Rivers. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
36. Sponge. No, guys, 4 down. Good.
Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's get in there now. Switch. Be alert. Run left.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Our first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from Green Bay. Early lead in that one for the Packers. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. He'll find Metcalf. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Watch one. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And we go.
With the score, Seahawks 7, Redskins 0.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Rivers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Hey, alert. Go. 57 to Mike. Yeah. SOS. 25. SOS.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
57 to Mike. Gun.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Sammy Watkins with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it? Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Rivers now after the fumble recovery. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. They'll try to sweep with Elliott. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 17th touchdown now on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a give, right side. Carson. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Listen. Check.
On 3rd down, it's Carson. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Penny, the first down carry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
12.
To throw on 3rd down. Wilson eluding the pressure right. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Joshua Jackson there to knock that one away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, box drop.
From the gun, Rivers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Good job. Good job.
Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. A quick throw here out to Kyle. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Right there in the middle, 55. Let's go, tackle, let's go. We got this, we got this.
On 2nd and goal, Wilson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd and goal.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson escaping the pressure. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson. As the first half is winding down. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown.
Come on, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Final play of the half, Rivers. He's going to look deep down the field. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the 2nd half is underway. This will be taken very short. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Watch the edge. No.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he's got some space here. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, his second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Rivers. He's going to air one out. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the road to be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
They run again with Carson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards there and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Switch it. Good time.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Redskins' 45-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
36 power.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Caught by Cobb. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Carson. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Check 41. Check. Kill. Under crunch.
Play action. Now Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 16.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
41. You got to wedge that, huh? I got you, son. I got you. Alert. You're all right.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Jair Alexander that time able to knock that one away. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
They go play action with Wilson. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. And Myers able to knock it through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
At the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. To throw, Rivers. Flush to his right. Going to throw right side here, complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Mike one.
Bravo. Throwing again. Rivers on 2nd and 10. Trying to lay one up. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Trey Flowers picks it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
Eluding the pressure right. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's got Smith here. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Check 41. I'm going to come back to you. Four down.
On first down, Wilson escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10. This is Carson. And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at about the Redskins' 23. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. This is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Will Dissly, his first touchdown on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point up and through by Myers, and that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Let's get it.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Keep it skinny.
Throwing Rivers. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 15 yards on the play. First down. Rivers now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Left.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Jeffrey Simmons. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now this throw, it's complete. It's Moncrief with it. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. The Redskins on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington 1st down. Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Hey, Rocket.
From the gun, Rivers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. To the air again here, Rivers. Flushed out right. And his throw is incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Hey, Delta!
Again, it's Rivers. He's got his tight end Fant. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 22-yard line. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st and 10, Rivers. It's caught by Moncrief. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. This will be caught at about the 6.
180! Left 180! Flank! Red Delta!
Rivers again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back. Hey! High 7. White, 89.
They'll throw again. Rivers. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he will be marked out right there at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now Myers for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And there is a flag as he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. But who's this going to be against? So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Five. Watch one. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. So Mike's number 1.
A second down throw for Rivers. He's going to let it fly. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Load it. Check.
From the gun, Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Rivers to throw for it on 4th. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
What? 280. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Go. 41 Mike. 41 Mike. Hot seat. Run now. 41's the Mike. 41's the Mike.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. Going for it all. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well at hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end. And, you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time. And they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're